All right, then. But March 25th. We'll make sure we got that right. All right. Let me introduce the fighters. That's what y'all came here to see. Coming to the podium is a man who, if you heard Steven describe him, sublime boxer. But don't let the smooth taste fool you now. He's got some pop. You can ask Jose Uzcategui. You can also ask Anthony Durrell. CBS Sports, boxing scene, knockout of the year. Just 30 years old, 22-1. He's got 13 knockouts. Of course, coming from the Ville, Nashville, but now living out of Las Vegas, he's known as Sweet Hands. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant.
What's going on, everybody? Want to thank Al Heyman, Luis de Cubas, my manager. Want to thank Stephen Espinoza and Showtime. Thank everybody for coming out today. And we got a big fight on our hands, but that's good. That's what boxing needs, is big fights. And I want to be someone to help deliver that to the boxing world. I'm sure he does too. Coming off of an 11-month layoff after the Canelo fight, I could have chose somebody to get in the ring with that no one knew, some nobody, just some sparring session of a match. But, I told my team I want to make the biggest fight possible. And that may not be the biggest fight out there, but give me the biggest fight possible. They came back to me with two-time former world champ Anthony Durrell. And he was ranked high enough in the WBC to make that a 12-round, a WBC title eliminator. And you being the interim champ and that being a title eliminator means I fight him. That means we get it on next, right?
You were pressured. You didn't want to fight. That's why you got all those fucking demands.
Huh?
You got fucking pressure. You didn't want to fight. What did you ask for? 22-foot boxing ring? Rival gloves? Blue corner? You want to come as a champion? Who's the champion? David, the Mexican monster is the champion. You want to come out as the champion.
Yeah. David said, let me talk. So being a 12-round, a title eliminator, that means I know I'm next in line to fight for the interim champ, which is David. And so going into the Durrell fight, I knew what was happening next. I knew the plan. And so, the narrative of me being pressured or bullied or cornered into, having to fight him, it's not the case. I knew going in, hey, 12-round title eliminator, that means interim belt next. And, the winner of this fight becomes Canelo's mandatory for the WBC world title. So I'm exactly where I want to be. I'm in the fight that I want. In 2017, when David beat Ronald Graville, I was waiting, right at the bottom of the stairs saying, hey, let's make it happen. Let's do it. In 2019, I win a world title. 2020, me and my team, we reach out to Samson and say, hey, would you guys like to make something happen? He said, no, it's not time yet. We need to let that fight marinate. We need to let it, stay on the shelf for a minute, build it up, whatever. I don't know his intentions. So I go off on my mandatories. In the meantime, he loses his belt for a second time. And then all of a sudden, they're like, hey, let's fight. Well, I got the Canelo fight on the line now. So why would I toss that away to fight you? I don't know if you're going to show up on weight. I don't know if you're going to, I don't know what's going to happen. So why would I throw that chance away to fight for Undisputed, to fight a future Hall of Famer, to fight someone, one of the biggest fights in boxing? That's why we're in this, right? To have the biggest fights. So that's the fight I took, the Canelo fight. And March 25th, you ain't got to worry about me pulling out.
Show up.
I'm going to show up.
Take care of those fragile hands.
Yeah.
Okay, show up.
Because remember, this ain't my first big fight.
We want to see you.
This ain't my first one. I've been here before, and I've done it.
Show up.
And when I show up on weight, and I don't test positive for cocaine neither. So don't worry about me showing up.
Been knocked the fuck out already by Canelo pushing you to sleep. That's exactly what I'm going to do to you, too.
Hey, at the highest level,
at
great
the
fighters
level,
fight great
you still
fighters.
hit like a bitch. You got 13 fucking knockouts
Say
already.
what?
Fucking fight. You hit like a little bitch.
Ask Anthony Durrell. What I do to Anthony Durrell?
Let him finish.
Finish what the fuck you got to say.
You ain't going to do nothing.
Finish what you got to say.
You ain't going to do nothing.
You're scared. Look at you.
It's a lot of tough guy, rah-rah stuff.
Yeah,
even
these fucking guys, he fucking looks like he's about to cry. Look at his fucking eyes. I know a pussy when I see one.
Yeah. Even his dad, you know, Senior, he calls all types of fighters bitches and pussies. And,
I respect everybody. You're a bitch. I respect everybody.
You may, you know, you may hear a banter between fighters. You may even hear a fighter say something like, "I've never lost to a white boy, and I'm not about to start now."
Who the fuck said that? When did I
Anthony
ever
Durrell.
say that? Am I Anthony Durrell?
I'm not talking about you.
Anthony Durrell? So don't bring that up. Like if I'm the one saying that shit too.
I didn't say you said that.
Finish what the fuck you gotta say.
Then shut the fuck up and quit interrupting.
What you wanna do?
Okay, go ahead and finish.
You fucking crazy? What you wanna do?
Go ahead and finish.
What you wanna do? We could have got outside the fucking hotel. You're a fucking pussy. You had all these fucking people with you.
This dude ain't scared.
This dude ain't scared. That's what, man.
He's so mad.
So mad. I'm about to beat the fuck out of you.
He's so mad. You're not gonna do nothing.
I'm about to beat the fuck out this pussy right here.
So anyways, you know, you
guys don't have no fucking
hear Jose
power.
Senior, you know, he calls fighters bitches and pussies, and you may hear that between fighters, but you don't normally hear boxing coaches talking like that. And the reason you don't really hear that is because a lot of boxing trainers, you know,
hurry up.
they've been in the ring.
You gotta go run, brother.
They've been in the ring. They fought before.
Go exercise so you can run.
But you've never fought.
They're gonna close the fucking track.
You've never made that walk. You never had to lace up a pair of gloves to feed your family.
You're a bitch.
You don't know what it's like.
You're a bitch.
So it's easy for you to toss those words around because you've never had to do it.
You're a bitch.
You never had to do it.
You're scared. Look at you. You want to cry.
Yeah, I want to cry. So anyways, March 25th, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to be on weight. I ain't going to be on cocaine. And I'm going to whoop his ass.
Just show up.
Okay. Thank you, Caleb.
Should have brought your glasses so we could slap in the face.
We can get on right here. We can get on right here.
Ready?
Right here. Why you whispering? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why you whispering? Talk to me like a fucking man. Pussy.
All right, now, coming to the podium. It's fine. They're fine. Coming to the podium. Unbeaten. He's 26-0, 23 knockouts. He is the former two-time WBC super middleweight champion of the world. He has been nicknamed the Mexican Monster. He is David Benavidez.
First of all, I want to thank God because without him, none of this is possible. Secondly, I want to thank Al Heyman, Samson Lukowicz, Lisa Kubas, my father, Jose Benavidez, and David Garcia. This has been a fight in the making for the past 5 years, and I couldn't have come at a better time. I'm at my best right now, mentally and physically. There's been a lot of shit talking going back and forth, but on March 25th, I get to put hands on Caleb Plant. And trust me, when I say, I'm going to beat the fucking living shit out of you, pussy. I'm going to beat the living shit out you. Yo, yeah, and then when you're in the fucking ground bleeding from your fucking mouth, you're going to realize how to respect a real fucking monster. That's real. What? I'm scared because I'm fucking...
David, leave him alone. He's about to cry.
This dude, man, he has 13 knockouts. He thinks just because he knocked fucking Anthony Durrell out, that's supposed to mean something to me. I beat the shit out of Anthony Durrell when I was 23 years old. I was champion before you. I got 3 fucking belts right now. Man, I'm what you want to fucking be. You a fucking chump. You ain't nothing. And watch, March 25th, mark my words, I'm going to put this motherfucker in the hospital.
All right. All right, guys, let's get in. Let's just talk about the fight here. David, I'll come to you first. Significant fight in this weight division. Tell us, from your perspective, how did this fight get made? Because we've been waiting for so long.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this fight, it happened at the right time. He had a sensational win with Anthony Durrell. I take nothing away from that. And I feel like it was a right move to make for both of us. We both needed a step up in class. I've been wanting to fight him for a long, long time. And then now they made the winner of this fight the mandatory for Canelo. So it couldn't come at a better time. I'm super motivated right now. I'm pumped and I can't wait.
Caleb, you kind of gave us a good timeline. And we hear, and look, we see. It's not like, look, Stephen Wonder can see you guys don't like each other. But I think the question that I think most boxing fans want to know, when did the bad blood start? How did it start?
Well, I think, just natural. David's obviously one of the top in the division. I'm obviously one of the top in the division. And, just agreeing to disagree on who's better, I believe is how it started. He thinks he's better than me, and that's fine. He should feel like that. What great fighter doesn't feel like he's the best? And, you know, I feel the same way. Then it slowly just starts to build over time. And, you know, when it kind of became more than just regular fighter-to-fighter banter, you know, going back and forth is when, you know, he started bringing up, you know, my daughter Aaliyah's name and senior I'm talking about. And, you know, even like liking pictures of social media, me and my daughter Aaliyah in the hospital bed, just different things like that. And once it got to that, it was like past, oh, I'm better than you, or, you know, you can't beat me, I'll beat you up. You know, once you start bringing someone's kids into it and, you know, people's wives or anything like that, to me, you know, that's past the point of return.
Just to get that clear, you got to check out. You got to go check the internet about your life. I didn't make that shit up, man. You know, I got respect for your daughter. I have kids. You got to stop that shit, bro. Check out his story life, and you'll see what he's talking about. I didn't make that shit up.
David, we've heard you, you know, obviously up here saying what you were going to do. You know, you were quoted in the boxing scene by saying, quote, I'm going to break his effing mouth, and I guarantee you I am going to spark knock him out. But you also told E! News, Ellie Setback, quote, I'm going to give him the worst beating he's ever had, and his corner is going to have to stop the fight. And I'm going to enjoy watching him quit on the stool like a bee. So I guess which one is it? Are you going to knock him out?
When I did that interview with Ellie, it was 2 weeks ago. Now, you know, I wake up feeling different every day. But I feel like, for me, what the fans want to see, they want to go in there and they want to see a knockout. And he could try to act like I'm not like that, but look at my record. 26-0, 23 knockouts. Everybody, look at everybody, how they look after I fight them. They're beat the fuck up. His partner in training. And I don't want to be a dick either because I love Kyron and Davis, but you know, I don't when I get up in here, I don't play around. They know what I am. I'm the Mexican monster, and this is exactly what I do, and he's no fucking different. He's no different from any other fighter I fought, so he's going to see March 25th.
Caleb, you guys have certainly had back and forth on social media, and you said, quote, there are wolves and there are sheep, and if you don't know which one you are, then you aren't a wolf. Explain to us what you were talking about when you said that to David.
No. That's not what I said to David. That was just, you know, a caption on an Instagram post of me on it. That had nothing to do with David. That's just for life in general, you know. In life, if you want to succeed, you got to be a wolf. And there's a wolf and there's sheep. And if you don't know which one you are, then you probably aren't a wolf. So,
David he's repeated a number of things that, you know, Jose Uzcategui, I remember him saying about you. Anthony Durrell said the same thing about you, that, look, all this guy's going to do is run around the ring.
I'm not Uzcategui, and I'm not Anthony Durrell either.
You knocked Uzcategui down a couple of times. We saw what you did to Anthony Durrell. What does David Benavidez need to know about Caleb Plant and the power he has in his hands on March 25th?
Just, you know, March 25th, I'm coming. I'm going to be fully prepared. And I've been at this level before. I've done this before. And I know what it takes. And so, you know, from now till March 25th, it's really just about who can train the hardest from now till then and who can keep their foot on the gas without taking it off during camp.
Hey, but he know how the canvas feel, too, so I'm going to put him back on that motherfucker.
What do you say?
Oh, so you don't know how the canvas feels. You ain't been laid out before.
Canvas.
The canvas. Now you don't fucking understand or what?
I mean, I don't know. I can't understand what you're saying. The canvas. The floor. What about it?
You're going to be laying down.
Okay.
You've been on the fucking floor already, so I'm going to put you back on the floor.
And you've been on the canvas, too. You got dropped by Ronald Graville.
I didn't get fucking put to sleep like you.
I wouldn't put to sleep. I got back up.
You got knocked the fuck out in front of everybody.
Hey, I got back up.
You're talking about you don't know if you're a fucking wolf or a sheep, motherfucker. You've been on the floor. You a sheep.
No,
so what are you talking about? You ain't no fucking wolf.
Sheep don't get to sit up here.
You a fucking sheep, bro.
Sheep don't get to sit up here.
One of the things.
That motherfucker so hurt. He thinks he won that fight with him.
And you aren't a sheep. Hold on, Jose. Hey, David, and you aren't a sheep either. I don't think you're a sheep.
One of the things
that don't get to sit up here on the stage. I know you're a wolf. I'm a wolf too. And yeah, you've touched the canvas. I touched the canvas. I know I got stopped, but I got right back up.
You got knocked out.
And I wanted to continue, but hey, you know, the ref did his job. It was a good stoppage. And, you know, I tip my hat to Canelo. He's a great fighter, but
one of the things
that's not no knock on me.
Yeah, one of the things that Jose talked about, and you can address this too, Caleb, is, you know, he said, listen, Caleb Plant wanted a bigger ring. We've agreed to give him a bigger ring Tell us why, if that's true.
Well, yeah, after the fight with Darrell, I knew that it was time to move forward and make the fight with David. And if, we couldn't get that done, I was trying to step to Charlo and see if we could make that happen as well. Louis said, what would it take?
What does that have to do with the bigger ring? What does you trying to fight Charlo have to do with
you I'm getting to
bigger ring?
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
How about if I would have said no to a blue corner? I said yes to everything. They're like asking, saying,
these guys
you can ask
just
David.
like
I said,
Darrell,
no, fucking David doesn't give a fuck. He'll take whatever. He just wants to get you in the fight, on the ring.
Got it. Go ahead. Answer it.
Okay. And, he said, what would it take to make that fight happen? I gave him a list of some things that I thought that, I wanted to have. And within like a day or two, he came back and he said, done deal. And, even from Jose Sr.'s side and David's side, he said as soon as they came to him with those negotiations, he just immediately, said yes to everything because he thought I was giving, trying to get out of something or something like that. But, if you're going to, as soon as they bring something to you, just say yes to everything, that's not really a negotiating tactic. So
you got pressure.
It's not my problem that you said, it's not my problem that you said yeah to everything as soon as they brought it to you. And, I said, hey, what about a 22 by 22 foot ring? What about it being in Las Vegas? As far as the rival gloves, you wear rival gloves every fight.
What about if I would have said no to blue corner?
I had no request for you to wear a certain glove, or I'm wearing Grants. So if I had a request, I would make you wear the same gloves as me. I wouldn't make you wear different gloves than me. So that don't make no sense. So as far as the gloves, I ain't got no idea about that. My contract says a glove of your choice.
David, how important is this fight to this weight division and to the sport in general?
This is the most important fight in my career to this day. I feel like after this fight, I'm going to just pass that threshold and get to where I wanted to be. The goal I had for myself when I was a little kid, when I said I wanted a pay-per-view star, that's what's going to happen after this fight. And I feel like every fighter has one of these fights, one of the grudge matches that really brings the best out of them. And I know I don't like Caleb Plant at all, but I want to thank him too for bringing this animal out of me because this is the hardest I've ever worked. I've been training like a fucking animal, and I'm very excited, and I'm happy to show. I'm gonna be happy to show the people and give all my fans a good knockout because this is gonna be a hell of a fight. It's not gonna be easy, but we're definitely gonna go in and we're gonna get the knockout.
And I know you've been training because obviously for the Uzcategui fight, at one point you were going to fight him. Any fear of overtraining? Because you've been in camp for a long time, it seems like.
Well, you have to. I mean, if you're a professional boxer, this is my profession. I mean, I don't put a lot of stuff on Instagram, but I'm always training. I only take 3 weeks after my fight, and I train. You know, as a fighter, I've been professional 10 years. You have to know when to push it up and when to pull it down. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's no fear of overtraining at all.
Do you believe? I know that has come out. Do you believe Caleb's been spying on your camp?
He's been looking at my guy's fucking Daniel Blanca's his dad's story. He looks at my videographer Jeremy's story, and then his photographer started following them. So I mean, if we're gonna fight each other, I'm not gonna go look at his stuff. Why am I gonna look at his stuff?
Caleb, I'll ask you the same questions. Ask him. How important is this fight to the 168-pound division and to the sport?
It's super important. You know, me and David have both been at the top of the division for, some time now. And, the time of now, kind of how he said, perfect timing. And I also think it's important for the sport in general to let these other guys know, don't be scared to let it all hang out. Big fights is what boxing's about. And, it's about legacy. And this is a legacy fight for me and my team. And that's going to lead us to bigger and better things. So, I couldn't be more excited.
Lastly, we'll wrap it up with this. Caleb, we'll start with you. In Las Vegas, Showtime pay-per-view, for all the people who will pay their hard-earned money, buy tickets, buy the fight, what can you guarantee that they're going to get on March 25th when you step in the ring with David Benavidez?
They're going to get a hell of a fight. I mean, again, I've never said David's a bad fighter. I don't think he's a bad fighter. I'm not interested in fighting bad fighters. I want to fight good fighters. I want to make big fights happen. And this is the biggest fight in the division that can be made. So I'm excited to do that. March 25th, I see myself getting my hand raised.
David, you get the final word. For all those people coming out to the MGM Grand Garden Arena, paying their hard-earned money to Showtime pay-per-view to watch this fight, what can you guarantee they're going to get on March 25th?
March 25th, I guarantee you I'm going to knock Caleb Plant out before round 6. Guaranteed.
There you have it, folks. It is one of the most significant fights of the year. It goes down on Showtime pay-per-view March 25th, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 o'clock Pacific time from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Get your tickets now for David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, two former world champions going at it at 168 pounds. Guys, if you would, you could just have a stand right there. You can stand right there and we'll just stand, face there, face those cameras. That's it. Just face the cameras and we'll... So we can get a good picture here. That's it. It's what people want to see. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, the two top guys at 168 pounds on Showtime pay-per-view, March 25th, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you March 25th in Las Vegas and on Showtime pay-per-view.
Got it off the muscle. From where you had to scuff them knuckles. If a nigga ever touched you, you know tables turn. I'd rather set my own than have a seated churn. I review the contents, not listening to these old niggas nonsense. Take a page from Bumpy Johnson's. Monetize our own content, collect the profits. Study manuals of street profits. Got instructions, made deposits to my pockets.